There's a type of man most people underestimate. He doesn't announce himself when he walks into a room. He doesn't need the loudest voice or the biggest presence. He sits back, observes, listens more than he speaks. And because of that, most people assume he's passive, weak, easy to overlook. That assumption has destroyed countless people who made it. Because the quiet man isn't empty. He's full of observation, full of patience, full of a controlled power most will never understand until it's too late. History's most formidable men were rarely the loud ones. They were the ones who moved in silence, planned in shadows, struck with precision while others were still making noise. This is why the most dangerous men are often the quiet ones. Not dangerous in a reckless way, dangerous in the way a calm ocean hides its depth. Dangerous in the way a coiled spring stores more energy than a flailing arm ever could. And most people, they never see it coming. Silence is not absence, it's accumulation. Most men talk to fill space, to prove they exist, to convince the room they matter. The quiet man doesn't need that validation. He's not performing, he's processing. Every word spoken around him becomes data. Every reaction becomes a pattern. Every person reveals themselves while he simply watches. While loud men exhaust themselves broadcasting, quiet men are gathering intelligence. They learn the room before the room learns them. And when they finally move, they move with information most people gave away for free. That's not weakness, that's warfare. Controlled emotion is the ultimate weapon. Most men are slaves to their reactions. Someone insults them, they explode. Something goes wrong, they panic. Their emotions hijack them before their mind can intervene. And in that hijacking, they lose power. They become predictable, easy to manipulate, simple to defeat. The quiet man has learned something different. He feels everything, but controls what he shows. He experiences anger without being consumed by it. He registers disrespect without needing to react immediately. He creates space between stimulus and response, and in that space lives his greatest advantage. Marcus Aurelius understood this. He wrote about choosing your response to external events because that choice is the only true freedom a man possesses. The quiet man has mastered that freedom, and it makes him lethal. He doesn't warn, he acts. Loud men threaten. They announce their intentions. They give speeches about what they'll do when pushed too far. They draw lines in the sand and make sure everyone sees. The quiet man draws no lines publicly. He simply remembers, files it away. And when the moment is right, when the leverage is perfect, he acts without warning. No announcements, no second chances, just consequences delivered with surgical precision. This is why betraying a quiet man is one of the most dangerous mistakes a person can make. He won't argue, he won't plead, he won't give you the satisfaction of seeing him wounded. He'll simply wait. And then one day, when you've forgotten, when your guard is down, he'll remind you that silence was never surrender. It was patience. Depth intimidates more than volume. There's something unsettling about a man you can't read. Most people are open books. Their insecurities are obvious, their desires are on display, their weaknesses are written in every reaction. You know exactly what you're dealing with, and that makes them manageable. The quiet man offers no such comfort. You don't know what he's thinking, you don't know what he's planning, you don't know if he's gathering ammunition or simply disengaged. That uncertainty creates a psychological weight that loud men can never generate. People fear what they don't understand, and they don't understand the man who doesn't need to explain himself. He has nothing to prove. This is the foundation beneath everything else. Loud men are often desperate for validation, desperate to be seen, desperate to convince the world and themselves that they matter. Their noise is a symptom of inner emptiness. The quiet man has already settled his worth internally. He doesn't need applause, doesn't need agreement, doesn't need to win every argument or dominate every conversation. He knows who he is. That knowing doesn't require external confirmation. And that self-possession, it's magnetic. It commands respect without demanding it. It draws people in precisely because it's not trying to. The man with nothing to prove is the man who can't be manipulated through ego. You can't bait him into foolish reactions. You can't trigger him with cheap provocations. He's operating from a center most men never find. The world mistakes quietness for weakness. This is the quiet man's greatest advantage. Society rewards the loud, the aggressive, the ones who take up space and demand attention. So when a quiet man moves through the world, he's dismissed, overlooked, written off as harmless. Let them believe it. Because that underestimation creates opportunity. Opponents don't prepare for someone they don't consider a threat. They reveal themselves to someone they assume isn't paying attention. They hand power to someone they've already dismissed. And by the time they realize their mistake, the quiet man has already won. So what does this mean for you? It means reconsidering everything you've been taught about strength. Strength isn't volume. It isn't aggression. It isn't the desperate need to be the biggest presence in every room. True strength is control, patience, the ability to observe without reacting, to plan without announcing, to move without warning. It's the quiet man who studies the game while others are too busy playing it loudly. You don't have to become silent, but consider what your noise is costing you. Consider what you're revealing. Consider whether your words are serving you or depleting you. The most powerful men in history understood something most never learn. Silence isn't empty. It's loaded.